I hope that this is a safe space when I share this, but even if it isn't, I'm going to share it anyway. Today is October 1st, and this video was recorded back in August. Yes, August. Now, before you judge me, I want you to ask yourself, what unfinished projects do you have sitting around in your phone, in the house, in your mind? What idea have you just been hoarding in your mind, etc.? What career have you not gone after but you really want? What are unfinished things in your life that are just collecting dust? Now, think about that before you start judging me, okay? I'm human. And I'm I'm a recovering perfectionist. I'm going to leave that in there because I'm a recovering perfectionist who is challenging herself for the next 90 days, I am challenging myself to just produce the shit that I want to produce and create the shit that I want to create and be comfortable and confident in identifying as a creative. So that is what I'm going to do. Starting October 1st, which is today, I just found out about Vlogtober and I'm going to participate for the very first time. Before I get into that though, Lesser Evil, this is not an ad. I just wanted to share one of my favorite popcorn brands. I've shared it before, but this here is the Himalayan pink salt and then also mixed with the white cheddar. The white cheddar is probably my favorite. The Himalayan pink salt is good. It's just regular popcorn with Himalayan salt. But the white cheddar is vegan. White cheddar is, I can't explain the flavor, but it's really good. And I just wanted to mix these two together, so highly recommend. Now, back to what I was talking about. So, Vlogtober, I'm challenging myself to just participate in Vlogtober, get over the idea of needing an editor, which I do need one, but right now I don't have one. So yeah, you gotta keep going. If there's one thing that I learned while in those county lines, it's everything takes time. You have gotta lose your pride, you have gotta lose your mind just to find your peace of mind. You have gotta trust the signs, everything will turn out fine. So why aren't you smiling? Y'all, I cannot believe I let Janae come to Las Vegas and I did not go see her. I'm still hurt about it. I'm mad at myself. I am, because I was supposed to be in that audience, singing my heart out, crying my eyes out, because I know I was going to be crying. Why ain't you smiling? Anywho, hey y'all, I have been on a journey, okay? I've been on a journey, and it's been 100+ days since since I found out I was being laid off. I said I was going to talk about the journey, but again, I was embarrassed and I felt defeated. But now, I'm just being inspired by other people who's talking about their journey of being laid off, and it's been inspiring me to not be embarrassed. It's very comforting to know that you're not in the season alone. It's very, very comforting. And it's also a reminder, this is why you need to share your journey, why you need to share your story, because that saying, that deepest fear poem, where in the poem, our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate, our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure. That one, somewhere in there, it talks about how you allowing your light to shine gives other people permission to shine their light as well. So that thinking that somebody else's light is going to dim your light is actually the complete opposite. When you allow your light to shine, it gives other people permission to shine their light as well. So let's be some light shining motherfuckers, okay? Let's be some light shining motherfuckers for the rest of the year, okay? And so I have been, during this journey, I have been I guess soul searching, if you will. And I do have a part-time job, and they offer like career development courses for staff, part-time and full-time. And I've taken advantage. I'm like, I'm obviously here for a reason, so I'm going to take advantage of this opportunity. And today in the class, we talked about, we were focusing on basically like, they were asking a question like, what is your cause? Like, what do you want to contribute in the earth? And one of the first things we talked about, I can't remember the name of the poem, but it was a really good poem. And it was basically saying how life is going to go on. Life is going to life. But you decide whether you're going to participate in life or if you're just going to let life pass you by. And it said something too about identity. And I'm going to find a poem for y'all. But it reminded me, like, because so often, like, and myself included, we get so wrapped up in this idea of purpose. And what is my purpose? I don't know what my purpose is, And I've been, over the course of the past year or so, I've been learning that your purpose is just to be you. Who are you? Get to know yourself first. And then I believe your purpose will come to light, because purpose is all about just being you in the world. Who are you? How do you contribute your skills, your talents, your gifts, your personality? How do you contribute that to the world? Like, if you think about, I think about Tabitha Brown. Like, yes, she do her food videos and all, she's got a line and all of that, but people buy people. You always hear that, people buy people. Like, that's why marketing is shifting so much, and influencers is a thing now, because people buy people. So it's like, your purpose is really just to be you. So who are you? And what is your cause? And she said a cause is something you believe in. And it's like your mission. And so it's like, well, what is your mission? Like, what do you want to contribute to the world? And it just had me thinking. I'm just like, it was some deep stuff. It just had me thinking about my journey and where I'm at right now. And I think that too is why nothing has been landing in terms of like applying to jobs, because she was saying how she used an analogy of a shotgun. So when you shoot a shotgun, the further away your target is, the harder it is for the bullets to reach, or like to have a greater impact on the target. Because I guess something about when you shoot a shotgun, the missiles or whatever, they span out, and so it's like a tiny particle of a missile might hit your target, but it won't be as impactful if they're further away versus if they're closer. Because if they're closer, the missiles will have less time to spread out and expand. And she was saying, like, when you're applying for jobs, instead of sending out a general resume, get more specific about what you want to do about, and knowing what your cause is key to helping you, aim more precisely when you're applying for jobs. And it made sense for me, because I'm like, hold on, let me go. I'm like, wait, where is it? I can't find it. I can't even remember what I was about to say. I'm about to lose it. But anyways, it just like, something clicked for me. Because y'all, I've been applying to jobs, and like, I've been getting rejections. Jobs where I do get an interview, and I think I got the job, I don't get it. So I'm like, what is it? And today it gave me so much more clarity. It's like, girl, because you haven't had no direct aim. You just been looking for a job. And that was another thing. She said that she talked about how there's a difference between having a job and not having a career. It was something else. Hold on, I gotta find it. Oh, there's a difference between having a job and having a cause. When you have a job, you're just a worker. You're just there to work. when you have a cause, you pretty much like have a reason to be there. Well, this popcorn is so good. It's one of my favorites brands of popcorn. Basically saying, talking about how it's important to have a cause and a contribution statement. Like, what do you want to contribute to your job or the world or social media if you're a content creator and creative? And it really got me to thinking about, like, why do I create content? Why do I want a job? Besides needing to pay bills. And I think that's why so many people are unfulfilled with their jobs, because this isn't taught. We're taught to work. And she was talking about the paradigm shift, how back in the day it was, I gotta look again because I'm gonna mess it up. She was talking about how back in the day it was an industrial age paradigm, where the old reality was where you produce things, and the new paradigm shift, whereas the knowledge age paradigm is, so she said basically we went from producing things to producing ideas. And to give you an example, in the industrial age paradigm, the mindset was, I'm a job seeker, or I am my job. And people still have a hard time with this, because when people ask, like, what do you do, people instantly go to their job. Versus the knowledge age paradigm, where it's more about an idea. Like, what do you contribute? So an example is, instead of I am my job, I make a significant contribution to this, or I am a problem solver, or I am a human being with a portfolio of unique strengths, talents, passion, and a conscience. So it basically asks the question of, what is my contribution to this company, to this organization? What do companies want to know? Like, who are you? Aside from your skill sets, aside from what you can produce for us, who are you? Like, what else do you bring to the table? And that goes back to just being you. What are your passions? And then we want to see, like, what your passions are, what your strengths are, what your talents are. And those are all three different things. And it really got me to thinking, like, damn, I've got it all twisted. Like, I've really been like, I do this, I do that, I do this, I do that. Versus, I am this, I am this, I am that. And she had us ask, one of the tasks was to ask, like, people that are close to us, like, what they think our talents are, what our skills are. Because I found that I had the hardest time identifying my talents, but when it came to identifying my passions, I was right in the way. Talents, I'm like, I don't know what my talents are, and maybe it's because I'm downplaying myself, or maybe I'm downplaying my talents because I feel like I'm not good at certain things. But getting back some of those messages from family, there were some consistencies in when they answered the question, what my talents are. And one of those consistencies was creativity. Compassion, hard worker, I forgot the other ones, but there were a few consistencies across the board, and I was just like, oh, maybe I should have this. Some of the things that I doubted as one of my talents and didn't write down, the people close to me affirmed and confirmed, like, this is your talent. I didn't give them any examples or anything like that. I just simply asked the question, what do you think my talent is? If someone were to ask you, what is your daughter good at, or what is your best friend good at, or what is your cousin good at, what is her talents? How would you answer? That was the question. That's all I said. I didn't give them any example, nothing. And I was like in all of their responses, because sometimes, y'all know that Dove commercial where they have the person describe themselves and then they have someone else describe them, and the images are completely different. When people described them, it was more colorful. When people described themselves, it was a little more dull. And it's like we have, I think as humans, especially women, we have a hard time gassing ourselves. We have a hard time pumping ourselves up, and that's why one of my new missions and values, if you will, is to be my own muse, be my own it girl, because I think as women, we have a hard time being our biggest cheerleader. We can easily be our biggest critic, easily, but be our own cheerleader, we have the hardest time. Why is that? Why do you think that is? Share in the comments, like, why do you think that is? If you have that challenge, if you're challenged with bragging about yourself, why do you think that is? Like, why is that so hard for us, especially as women, especially and as Black women? But it just like, today was just an eye opener. It's like, sis, stop doubting what you're good at, because you believe you're good at them. You're just scared to affirm it. And this is not the season to shrink. This is not the season to shrink. This is not the season to hide. This is not the season to isolate. This is not that season. You've had that season already. This is the season to shine. This is the season to be light. This is the season to be joy. This is the season to be happy. This is the season to thrive. This is the season to flourish. This is the season to bloom. This is the season to be seen. This is not the season to hide. So you gotta step into it. And you have to embrace the fact that this is your season to be seen, to shine, to pop your shit. Period. So I don't even know what to say after that. That's the workbook that goes to this book. Is called Great Work, Great Career: How to Create Your Ultimate Job and Make an Extraordinary Contribution. It's only 150 pages. I'm about to read this book because it's some good stuff in here. And if you're in a career transition, you've been laid off, or if you're trying to figure out what's next for you, and you're like not feeling fulfilled anymore at your job, and you're just ready for your next. I haven't even fully read it yet, but just off of what we talked about today, I highly recommend it. It's a good book. It's by Stephen Covey and Jennifer Colosimo. I've heard Stephen Covey before. And one of the things I'm learning too, and during this journey, is to be patient with the journey. I know it's easier said than done, but I'm just thinking back to when I first moved out here. Y'all, I didn't have a job. All I had was a car and a dream and probably like $500. And just thinking about everything that I went through on that journey to get to where I am now, I didn't appreciate the journey enough. I was so pressed to get here where I'm at now that I feel like I didn't really savor the journey. You know how like you can down your food or you can savor your food, like eat slower, really taste the flavors and the seasoning, let it melt in your mouth, and then you digest it versus just gobbling it down. It's like when you take your time eating your food, you appreciate it more. You get to savor it. You get to savor it more. Like, it's just a different experience when you really take your time with your food versus just gulping it all down. And I think that's the same with the journey of like getting to your next. Is like, savor the moments, savor the journey, like enjoy the journey, enjoy this season that you're in, because you'll never be this age again and this time again. Like, you'll never be in August of 2024 again. All you'll have is a memory. And not for my journey. I'm like, all I have is the memories and some videos. And it's like, I want to enjoy the journey as I get to my destination, because the thing is, you're going to get to your destination. If you don't quit and keep going, you're going to get to your destination. No matter what you got to go through to get there, you're going to get to your destination. So you might as well enjoy every step you take and enjoy every part of the journey. And that is something that I'm working on in the season. Is like, girl, chill. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna get there. And also, God got you. Y'all, like, there were so many things I was supposed to do when I felt like I was supposed to do a deep cleaning of my place when I found out I was getting laid off. Like, just declutter and get rid of things. But I went straight into grind mode. I went straight into let me find a job. And still ain't found a job yet. And so I feel like I didn't take the time to sit with the news, to sit with the moment, to sit with God and see, like, okay, what am I doing? What we doing? Like, what is my assignment in this season? And so that is an example of practicing mindfulness, y'all. That is what mindfulness looks like. It's like really being present in the journey, being present in the moment, even when it hurts. Allowing yourself to feel how you feel, because your feelings are, I feel like they're not instructions, but they're kind of like a guide, because you have to dig and, why do I feel this way? Like, why am I angry? Why am I upset? Why am I hurt? You know? And it helps you to get clarity if you choose to sit with those thoughts, those feelings in the season that you're in. Like, if you choose to sit with God in the journey and just walk with God. And Pastor Teray talked about this past Sunday about, like, walking with God is not just a straight line. Like, it's looking up and walking. As you're looking up, you're walking, because you're following God's footsteps. And it was so, I was just like, yes. And then Sarah, because they both preached on the same day in two different churches, and then Sarah talked about how God will sustain you in the journey. And so many times we get scared because we think that God is not going to show up. But God is, just like how God sends you healing, God is a healer, a protector, a provider. Like, just like he sends the healing, he'll sustain the healing. He'll sustain you in whatever season it is that you're in. And that was really inspiring. It was very inspiring, is not the right word, but it was that, whatever word I'm looking for. And so my little nugget to you is, like, enjoy this journey. Like, look into career development opportunities at your current job. If you've been laid off like me, do you have a part-time job, or maybe at your alma mater, your university? Utilize your resources to help you get clarity about what's next, but also how to get there. Because like I said, I was just filling out applications. And it's like, even in filling them out, I'm just like, I didn't even look at the whole job description. I didn't even know if I want to do this. But I'm just like, I need a job. And so switching from a scarcity mindset, a desperate mindset, to an abundance mindset, a prosperous mindset, and a calmer mindset, I think it's going to be a game changer. I do. So that's where we at with it. That's where we at with it. I don't really have like any closing remarks. I just wanted to share. I told myself, sis, the goal was to be a full-time content creator. You have time. You have the full time. You utilize it to your advantage. And also, one of the things I wish I would have done when I first moved to Vegas is document the journey. Because I would love to go back, and I do have some videos and pictures, but actually documenting like this, documenting the journey, I didn't do that. And I want to see the growth. Like, where will I be by January 2024? And being able to go back and look at the journey on my channel. And also for someone else who might be in a similar situation or in the future will be where I'm at right now, in the future, they'll have something to reference as a resource, as a tool, as inspiration, and as encouragement to keep going. Because you're going to get there. And you're going to be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? You're going to be alright. Alright? Alright, y'all. I got some reflecting to do, and I got some work to do, because it has also, like, all roads lead back to one thing, and I'm gonna share that one thing with y'all later. I don't really want to share it right now, but on this journey, all roads lead back to this one thing. And if you know me personally, then you know what it is. But for the rest of y'all, I will eventually share. I will. Until then, I need some water. These kernels, I need y'all. But be well, my friend. Be well. And remember, we grind together, we shine together. Big girls for life. Blah.